In this video, I will show you how to create separate files for 4-color screen printing. Make sure that you watch the video to the end because it will also have charts that you can refer to. The CMYK color model, also known as process color or 4-color, is a subtractive color model based on the CMY color model used in color printing. And it is also used to describe the printing process itself. The abbreviation CMYK refers to the 4 ink plates used: cyan, magenta, yellow, and key, or black. What you will be also seeing in later on is a lecture on artists and the history of this 4-color process. Show you how to do a 4-color separation in Photoshop so that you can screen print eventually. So the first thing you want to do when you open Photoshop is to look at the channels and make sure that it is in CMYK. If it's not, if it's RGB, go to Image, Mode, and then you're going to change it here in this profile. After you've done that, what you want to do is make sure that the image is sized correctly. So you're going to go to Image, Size, and in our case, we're doing tabloid, and you want the resolution to be 600. So here I've made sure to change the width to 10 so it will fit on the page, as well as the 13.333. Then I'm pushing OK. From here, you're going to open the channels and you're going to go to split channels. Now, when you split the channels, you'll see that everything is broken into the 4-color separations. It should also be made sure that it's in grayscale. And if you've done this correctly in split channels, it will be in grayscale. So let me make the image smaller for you to be able to see. Here, if you want, you can play with the contrast, you can play with curves and angles. If it's really gray, I would definitely play with the curves to make it a little blacker, just so you get more detail. And then you push OK. For the white versus the yellow mesh, they're different mesh counts. So the yellow is 230, the white mesh is 160. For our purposes, we're going to be doing in this demo the yellow mesh angles and frequencies. But at the end of this video, I have charts on which are the different angles and frequencies for each of the mesh counts. So for the yellow, again, we're going to be working with the yellow mesh, which is 230. Now what you're going to do is convert everything into the halftone. So you're going to go to Image, Mode, and then you're going to go to Bitmap. You're going to make sure that the output is 600, which it should be since you already made the original file 600 DPI, and you want to make sure the method is halftone. You're going to push OK. Now from here, you're going to make sure that you change the frequency always to 35, and for black, the angle is going to be 45. Make sure that the shape is round and push OK. So here, you're going to see now it's broken down into all those different halftones. What I would do is save the document. And you can just save it however you want to name it. I would probably say Ivy Leaf Black. And a PDF is fine. Okay, now you're going to go to the next color, which is the yellow. And notice how it's a little grayer. So then you're going to go, I'm going to change the curves again. So we have a little bit less of a gray tone. If you want, you can even use the burning and dodging tools to bring out areas. So if I wanted to with the burning tool, I could even go back in and make sure that this area here is a little deeper, so I remember to have that detail. Now we're going to go to the bitmap. We're going to image mode bitmap and 600 dpi, again, halftone, and push OK. You're going to make sure the frequency is 35, and for the yellow, the angle is 0. And you're going to push OK. And again, now you're going to see that it's converted into halftone. So I would save the image. And make sure that you always put the color. It's easier for you in the long run to know which one it is in terms of color. So now we're going to go to the ivy, again in magenta. Going to go, if you want, you can play with the curves or not. And then after that, you're going to go to bitmap, image mode bitmap. Output 600, halftone screen, push OK. The frequency is still 35, and for magenta, the angle is 75. And then you want to make sure the shape is round and you push OK. Now you're going to save your image, so file, and then you can go to save, and ivy leaf, and then I'm just going to write mag, and put it on my, and then save it. Last but not least, you're going to cyan, and here is the cyan layer, which is very, very gray. You can again play with the curves, the brightness, contrast, or even the burning and dodging tools. And what you're going to do is go to image mode bitmap, and you're going to say that it's 600, halftone screen, OK. And the frequency stays the same at 35, and the cyan is now at 15. And you're going to push OK. So then save this file. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you how to print the image. And this is true for every single image. You should always have it sized correctly. The DPI should be the same. Now everything is converted for you. So I'm not going to do every image, but you want to make sure that you're going to do the same exact thing for each image. So you're going to go to File and Print. And you're going to make sure that your image is actually fitting into the area of the screen. So you can make it landscape or portrait. And you want to make sure that you're going to, we're going to be doing the Lexmark, which is our printer in the shop. And you want to look at the print settings. So right now, mine is already set to 11 by 17. You're going to save that. And after checking that, you're going to go all the way to the bottom to the print marks. This is really important to have because then it will actually show you all the registration marks and also tell you the description or label of which one it is in terms of which image it is. And you can see if I scale, if I show you here, those are the image marks, and then up here it will end up showing you what the actual document is, so you know which side is which. Then you're going to push print and go back and do this to all the other images, and then you're done. These are the different charts I was referring to. There are the different angles and frequencies for the yellow mesh count, which is a 230 mesh, and the white mesh count, which is a 160 mesh. The only thing that you're really going to keep in mind when you're changing the angle and frequencies is really just the frequency for the mesh count of the screen. As you can see that the yellow is the frequency of 35, which is higher because the mesh is smaller, and the white mesh is 160, and you'll notice that the frequency is 30